Welcome everybody to the Get Geeked Network. And today I want to get into Spider-Man into the Spiderverse. Now I know this review comes out a little bit late and I want to say I'm very sorry. I've just been very busy and I was just able to see this and I saw it last night and I kind of wanted to let it sink in because when I see a movie, I know a lot of people like to just give out their feelings and everything right away, but to me, I kind of like to let it sink in first. And we might do some like this, and we might do some right after just to get the natural, like, first reaction feelings and stuff like that. But this one, because it's been so long after its release, and because I just seen it last night, I felt like let's let it all sink in, and then I could get into how I feel about it, what I thought about it. Now, I'm kind of mad that I didn't see it on the release because from what I saw, this was amazing. Into the Spider-Verse was awesome. It was incredible. There's a feeling that I get when I see a good movie or if something good happens. It's kind of like a spine chilling thing, kind of like there's this vibration, this wave of emotion or wave of something that goes through your body. And I was getting it every minute of when I was watching this movie. I don't know what it was. And it's almost kind of like that feeling when you're about to cry because of something awesome, so for happiness or something like that, or even if you're kind of sad too, and you kind of get this wave of feeling in you, which I was getting it through the movie, and it was, I don't know how to explain it, but that kind of made me mad because I kind of wish that I've seen it in a big screen theater environment. It would have been so much more awesome to see it that way. But with that said, it doesn't matter. I've seen it now. It is amazing. But this brings out a lot of things that, like, I don't know, because this is a Sony product. Sony produced this movie. Now, if they could get writers together to write and produce and direct such an amazing animated film, and here's the thing too, it's they did Spider-Man so much more correctly in this because you felt Peter Parker. You're like, that is Peter Parker. You see Miles Morales, and you're like, you know what? I'll take it. That is Miles Morales. Even though it's a little bit different than the comic books and stuff like that, and the comic books Into the Spider-Verse is a totally different story than what this story is. This is a brand new story. They just ended up using kind of the same name. I didn't mind it because the story writing and the visuals that you're getting and the story of it all worked. It worked well, right? So Sony did this. The thing is, how do they do this and they can't do it right in, it took Marvel for them to grab Spider-Man out of Sony and put him into MCU to do Spider-Man correctly there. They messed up. Sony messed up twice. Even though, yes, I did like the original Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2. I even kind of like Spider-Man 3, and I kind of want to see it continue to a Spider-Man 4. Even though a lot of people hated Spider-Man 3, and there was a lot of things that were kind of bad and could have been taken out of Spider-Man 3, right? I get it. But I still kind of liked it. And I still kind of saw where Sam Raimi was going with it. And I kind of wanted to see the continuation of it with Sam Raimi. But I could also see where everyone's kind of up in arms about. The Amazing Spider-Man now, one was okay. I didn't like it that much. Two was atrocious. And I'm sorry, Jamie Foxx. You tried your hardest, and I know you're a good actor and all that stuff, and you've done good things in your work and stuff like that. But oh my God, Spider-Man 2 was something else. But after that, I'm glad that the MCU and Sony came together and did a compromise. But I'm like, why and how when they could produce something like Into the Spider Verse, which was so amazing. It was in, it was like I loved every moment of that movie, and it's an animated movie. And the thing is, though, when I was watching it, the only thing I could think about was all of this could have been done, in real life, in real world, like with live actors too. So it just makes you wonder, how come they could do it animated? How can Sony do it animated, but they can't do it live action? But that we will never know. And now they started their whole Venom thing, and Venom is, I don't know. I don't want to even get into that because that was horrible. This is about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Soundtrack was amazing. They had old school hip hop artists, new school, all mixed together. There was even a track in there from, I want to say is either Hieroglyphics or Gift of Gab. I would never even thought of seeing that in the movie, and they played it there. It was awesome. I loved it, and you felt the feeling of the father and son love in it. You felt the whole camaraderie of Spider-Man and the other Spider people. Even though and even Spider-Ham, as as crazy as he is, because he's a cartoon character, worked. I mean, at least for me, it worked because they just used it as kind of comedic inserts. So it worked just fine. It worked well. It it worked in all cylinders. All in all I can say is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, amazing movie. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 stars. If you haven't seen it by now, go out and see it, rent it, order it online, stream it, whatever you gotta do, watch it. It's not for all you original Spider-Man readers. It's not the actual Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's a new iteration of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but done very well. All the characters are fleshed out. Everything works. Even the callbacks all work. A new spin on Doc Ock. A new spin on Scorpion. A new spin on Prowler. Amazing job though, amazing. I loved the animation in it. It's kind of a new style animation you haven't really seen yet. It's kind of close to anime, but not too close to anime. It's a little bit away from original animations. They use a lot of like 3D rendering, but you don't need 3D glasses to see it. A lot of flashy colors, which works well because they don't use it too much. They just use it just enough. But like I said, 10 out of 10 stars. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. If you haven't seen it, go see it. With that said, all our social medias are down below. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe. Tell all your friends. Thank you, and I'll see you guys later.